Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now, if you guys are new, welcome. I am not very active anymore these days here on YouTube, but I shall be back for certain videos, like the mid-year videos that I do, which include the mid-year book tag, which I started doing I think last year, and then the mid-year movie tag, which was inspired by the book tag. That video will come after this video, and then we have my favorite movies of the year so far. That will be the last video that I do, so just be on the lookout for that, because I am, when I do content, I am mainly a movie channel here, with a little dabble of board games, a little dabble of books. I got the list off of Larry's video from Larry Reads. If you don't know who Larry is, from Larry Reads, I did alter some questions to kind of fit me a little bit better, because some of them I don't feel like fully applied to me, or I didn't quite have books that went with that category. And since I am like mainly a movie channel, I converted like one question or two questions into like movie channel questions, I think, something like that. But yeah, the questions would be down below. I don't have any like book people that I could tag. So if you are watching this video and if you want to do this tag you are it. Don't wait for anybody to tag you. I never wait for anybody to tag me. I just jump on board. I hope everything looks okay, y'all. I have not set up anything in so long. I had to clean this whole area. There was stuff everywhere, you guys. Mexico's gonna play today, so that's why I have to hurry up. Oh my god, they play in an hour and a half. I don't even know. Canada's playing right now. Canada's whooping Qatar's ass like 5-0. Whoo, anywho, but Mexico's about to play, so I need to do this video so then I can take a shower and be all ready to watch the game. Okay, here we go. Questions. Oh, first. Yeah, I know I'm terrible. I said I was going to do this because I'm in a hurry. Here I am with the story time. Story time. Space is thy enemy, right? So, like everything, at a certain point in life, I say, you know what? Let's stop buying everything that we want to buy and just focus on the things that we truly, truly love. As in, right now, books. So unless I truly, truly love the book, I start buying the books about late last year. So I don't really have that many books. Either way it goes, I also just kind of like bought books and never read them. So they're like there. I'm not going to go into detail on what each book is about, because I tend to just like, you know, my jaw just keeps going, never wants to shut up, as you can tell right now. And if I talk about it, even though I try not to, I probably will give like the whole, like we will be here for an hour. For both our sakes, I'm gonna assume that you know what this book is about, and or hopefully persuade you by just having it as an answer here that maybe you will pick it up. Maybe I'll give like feelings that I had while I was reading the book. Yes, we shall give feelings, right? I will hold the feeling dragon. I don't have a stick. Is it the feeling stick? Anywho, shh, focus. Oh, that's for real. For real. Oh, you guys, I didn't even write down who the author is. Okay, but we're gonna put the book here. So plus I'm gonna like just butcher everybody's name. So we're gonna have the photo up here and or hold the book. I'll probably still have it pretty here, right? Okay. So question number 1 is best book you have. Oh, also there's I promise we're gonna get started. I read 40, so far I've read 40 books. As of June 18th, I have read 40 books. So there's a nice variety of books. And I think out of those 40, I've probably only DNF like 2 so far. And I don't think anything has been less than maybe like a 3 as far as my score for it, like out of 5. But for the sake of not having the same book for multiple questions, I made it a point to not have repeats on here. Okay, best book I've read so far in 2026. For me, this is The Sword of Kagan. Where did you come from? Because I don't remember getting you. I'm assuming it was probably one of those like 2-for-1 credit deals. Maybe it was free at some point, and I don't know, something about it caught my attention. Anywho, I am glad that it was in my stuff because it was fan-freaking-tastic, you guys. This is my first official 5-star read of 2026. There was another book that was a 5-star, but then after like further like consideration and like I think after a month of reading it, I was like, you know what, you're really not a 5-star, but this is a 5-star book. Absolutely adore it. It is like high fantasy. I see some people on TikTok that I cry with the book. I personally did not. A war, you guys, and there's a lot of fighting happening. There is this mother that lost herself and then found herself once again, and she is a badass FMC. I absolutely adore her, and I said I wasn't gonna get into this, but just no feelings. My the stick, right? My dragon. It was freaking awesome and I loved it. Worst book I have read so far in 2026. Now, worst book that I've read so far, I actually have 2. No, it's just one. The other one wasn't terrible. Like, I don't really remember it. Yes, sister? I don't know. She took off. She escaped. The game's about to start ahorita, like in an hour, isn't it? Starts at 8, right? Or 8:30?
I kept saying different. I kept saying 7, 8.
It better not start at 7. I'm about to stop this video. I'm pretty sure this is the book that I DNF. I'm so lost, you guys. I'm so confused. I wrote stuff down now. I can't even trust myself. Okay, so the one that I DNF was part of the Legacy of God series. I finally started reading it. I just need the last book. And so far, not really impressed. I do love 2 books. Not like love, but I do like really enjoy them. But the one that I DNF'd that I was just like, no, was book 4, God of Ruin. That's book 4, right? Yes. I had to think about it. I wrote it down. I'm second guessing that it's not the right one. If it's not, regardless, I'm going to put the right book up here. I just could not stand the guy in this. He's such an arrogant asshole. I don't know. Might have been the narrator. He just was not for me. The only thing that I liked was the fact that he was gonna learn, well, that he was learning sign language for her. That's it. Other than that, I said goodbye. I don't even care what happens here. I'm done with you. Best sequel that I've read so far, and oh, mind you, I've only read 2 official series this year. Technically 3, but the third one was the Windy City series, which was a reread, so we're not counting the rereads. Also, we're not counting rereads. But best sequel is gonna be God of Pain, book 2 of the Legacy of Gods. I love this one. Like, when I've read this book, I said yes. I know everybody talks about God of Malice, and I'm like, yeah, I could have him. Yeah, I can have him. I like Pain. I like this guy. I'm terrible with people's names. Worst sequel I've read so far. This is very, very sad because I love the whole series. But again, I have only read 2 series. Count them. 1, 2 series. So off of that, that's the only sequels that I have. So just know that I do love the series overall, but I needed to have something on here. But just know that this book was still, I think I rated it like 4 stars. Okay, so take that as you wish. But this is going to be Carl's Doomsday Scenario. I did read Dungeon Crawler Carl this year. Absolutely adore it. I am obsessed. But I guess I'm gonna have to put this on here because I already have God of Pain as the best sequel. Which, I mean, could I cheat and put one of the other ones on there? What was book 3? I wasn't that fond of him either. He was alright. Next question. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Now, I was gonna take this one out because I don't really look at what's coming out. It's whatever I see on TikTok. Honestly, I'm very influenced by TikTok, and or when I'm on Goodreads and like see what's available that, oh, you kind of caught my attention. But I never really, same thing with movies, is like I don't really see what's ahead that's coming out. It's just whatever trailers I see, like when I'm going to the movies, you know, like, oh, okay, now I'm anticipating you kind of situation. Officially, the only thing that I have is the next Akatar book. And then I think I heard there's some sort of like novella or something for Fourth Wing. There's some for Fourth Wing maybe coming out. I don't know. I feel like I heard Little Birdie say something about that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so biggest surprise of the year. Boy, is it a surprise. This is Wuthering Heights. I did read the book before I saw the movie. This was not like part of my high school criteria or whatever. And I truly enjoyed it. Honestly, this is about the chisme, you guys. This is like a bunch of gossip. The damn maid is gossiping the whole time. You're there, you're sipping your tea while she's telling you all the tea that's happening in between these two houses. And I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. I'm not even gonna lie. I enjoyed the movie as well. I know people be hating on it, but it's like fan fiction. It's like, think about it, like all the Dramani, am I saying that right? I don't think I'm saying that right. But you know, like all the fanfic, you know, that people read, you know, I feel like this is the same thing that they did with Wuthering Heights. Not exactly Wuthering Heights, but it's inspired. Again, kind of the same thing like Manacle, I feel like. People just be trying to hate on everything. It's my favorite new author or debut or just new to me. And that's going to be Matt Dinniman, which is the author of Dungeon Carl Carl, because I absolutely love it. So much fun. Dungeon Carl Carl, I forgot I was supposed to like give you stuff right as I'm not saying stuff. It is hard to officially tell you what that is about because there's so much going on, but it's so much chaos. And I think I'm going to sell it with you by saying Princess Donut and Mongo. Okay, you're like, what is that? Princess Donut is a show cat who talks and has powers and has a crown and has a pet dinosaur named Mongo. I mean, come on, you guys. Anywho, more to that. Think about it like I was supposed to say Dungeon Crawler Coral. Think about it like Dungeons and Dragons, but also a reality show, because it is a reality show for like aliens, like survival, I guess. But Dungeon Crawl, keep trying to say Dungeon Crawler Carl, Dungeons and Dragons, because they go in and they're like fighting, but they have stats. But then there's like political stuff. I highly recommend the audiobook. The audiobook is where it's at. Now, if you are somebody that's like, I need to read it, then I highly recommend for you to do immersive reading, because I feel like you're going to get way more out of it while you're reading and listening to it, because the narrator does a fan-freaking-tastic job, you guys. With that, I'm just going to go ahead and skip over to my next question, which technically wasn't the next question, but we're going to make it in the next question, which is a question that I made up. My favorite narrator so far. I subbed this in for books that I want to read before the end of the year, because I just cannot put a TBR on myself. Favorite new narrator, it is going to be Jeff Hayes, which is the sole narrator of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Dungeon Crawler Carl has a shitload of characters, you guys, and he voices all of them. All of them have different voices, different, you know, everything. I think it's just in one book or in two books, I can't remember, that will have like a guest star kind of situation, like helper to help with some voices. But the whole thing, it is him and him alone, and he does an amazing job. Bravo, Jeff Hayes. Bravo to you. Newest fictional crush, that's gonna be one Emmett Montgomery. Okay, that is from In Her Own League. Now, this is a book that I had rated 5 stars when I first read it, but then like when I went back and I was looking at my stuff, I'm like, I don't really think you are 5-star worthy. So I dropped it down to like 4.5. But feelings on that. And like, you guys, he lifts heavy to be able to lift her up. Book that made you cry. Now, so far, I haven't had any books that officially like have broken me down, that have just let the waterworks flow. I'm searching for that, but I still have yet to find it. Now, I have had a few books that have made me tear up. I may have dropped a couple tears, but not full on sob. But the one, I've had a handful that made me tear up. I think the one that made me tear up the most is going to be Part of Your World. I read, I think it's like book 3 already. So so I'm kind of going back to the first, because the TikTok about the dick pic situation with the friend, like how to take the angles, that came on TikTok, and I was like, I need to read this damn book, because that part's so funny. And when it came on in the book, I was just laughing hysterically. But this book is just so freaking funny, you guys. And then it's just like heartbreaking at a point where I'm just like, again, just tearing up. Not like sobbing, but just tearing up personally. You may cry, but I loved it. It was so good. Absolutely adore it. A book now that made me happy. I had to think about it, but I feel at the end, I don't know if this is cheating because I said I wasn't going to, what's it called, do any repeats. But I don't know, like, is it considered a repeat? Because technically, the last question was, like, a person, right? But it just so happens that the person that I have the fictional crush on is in this book. So I don't think it's cheating. And if it is, then you mind your business. You mind your business. This is a loophole, okay? This is a loophole. But In Her Own League, again, in Montgomery, this is part of the Windy City series. This is a standalone book. It still has a few characters. It has a few characters involved from previous Windy City series characters, of course, because Emmett is the stepdad of Miller from book 3. Gotta think about it. So of course, you know, in of course book 3 and 4, Isaiah and Kai, they're brothers, so they're of course mainly in this right here. I just love it. Absolutely adore this book. It's just, hold on, see it again, just you know, it was just so good. I loved it. Literally, you guys, my book club, like, we reread that series this year, in of course in anticipation for In Her Own League, and then we took our day trip to Chicago because, like, hello, Rio, Ryan, where were you? Not there when we went there. Most beautiful book you have bought so far this year and or received. Like I said at the beginning, I have not purchased very many books, but I have purchased some. I think I bought this one this year. I honestly don't really remember. Hold on, so I may have bought The Last Letter. Now this one made me sob so much. This one I can't 100% say that I bought this year because I honestly don't remember. So I may have bought this one this year and or at the end of last year. But she is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. She's gorgeous. And then I know I bought this one. I bought this when we went to New Orleans. I got it off of a little shop in New Orleans, close to the bench from the original that we went to go see. I forgot the name of it. The Faulkner House. That's where I went. I believe when we went, it was like support local bookstore or like local something. It was like for you to support your local stuff. So the last question is another one that I substituted. Best movie and or TV show adaptation. I'm just gonna put it out there. I have not watched and or read the Off Campus series, so that's not on here. But I've heard that adaptation is fantastic. But I want to read the books first, and then I'll get to the show. Remarkably Bright Creatures. Again, I read the book right before the movie came out. The book is one of those that gave me tiny little teardrops, but not fully. But the movie made me sob. The other one is also on Netflix, People We Meet on Vacation. I think they also did a great job with the adaptation. Of course, there's little changes here and there, as they do, even with Remarkably Bright Creatures. But it wasn't like the biggest, like, oh my god, like I can't believe you did that. And then lastly is, spoiler alert, in case you don't come back to any of my other mid-year reviews or anything like that, the last book to movie adaptation that is actually, here goes spoiler alert, my #1 movie of the year so far, a movie that I saw 3 times, count them, thrice in theaters. Saw it on 70mm, saw it in Dolby, and then just in regular in a regular theater. It's gonna be Project Hail Mary. This is a movie that 100% cannot wait for the steelbook to come out, and I'm saying that because just like in books, I don't really purchase movies either, again, unless I truly love the movie, because once again, space is thy enemy, and we just do not have space for stuff anymore. So I have to like just make sure that everything is very nicely curated to things that I actually love, and not just buy stuff just for the sake of saying I have the damn book and or movie and or board game, whatever it is. But yeah, you guys, that is it. That is my 2026 book tag. video. Very excited. I once again love these videos. If you've made it this far, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said at the beginning, I don't do much content, but I do have 2 other videos that are coming out. I don't have anything else until probably October is probably when you'll see me again. That's if I decide to, you know, randomly come on here with like another little fun video, or with the occasional like little short of a review that I may do for, or like you know, few thoughts after watching a movie. But yeah, those videos are probably gonna be out maybe on Sunday, because tomorrow I'm gonna go watch Toy Story 5, so I'm waiting to watch that one before I do those other 2 videos, because Toy Story 5 may end up on my favorites of the year so far, or may end up on my movie tag. I'm not completely sure. I was actually gonna watch it today, but I was like, I needed to make this video, plus we got the game, and I didn't want to risk, you know, like not making it in time. Actually, like I said, the game, oh my god, it's started. My sister never came back over here to tell me that the game had started, so she better not have let it go. Okay guys, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the sessions. Bye.